Let's see. And we do the other products that FP sells as well, the folder inserters, addressers, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Letter openers. So I mean, we don't just do postage meters. We go out, of course, looking for the mailing machines because there's more money in those than just a standalone meter. But we'll take a meter if we run into it. And other than that, I went to the BTA meeting just kind of to look more at the copier industry, which I've never really spent a lot of time with, see if that was a natural extension. Then I found that there's other extensions beyond just, of course, the adding a copier line. So I'm talking to a guy that's an Epson distributor about possibly going on doing that with him. I've got about 630 meters in the DFW area.
630 meters. I mean, how many meters per customer you would say on average?
On average, one.
One. So it's on
yeah.
average, it's about 630 customers.
Yeah, 630 customers. I mean, there's the occasional two in a building, but I mean, there's maybe four of those. So it's not. Most people just have a meter. So 630 postage meter customers, and then a handful of other customers that have address printers or other systems that aren't postage meters.
So you do a lot of supplies like ribbons, right?
Yeah, ink, more ink than ribbons now. The postage meter ink, but we have that business. It's been a frustrating thing because there's a lot of companies that are getting into the remanufactured ink and getting a hold of our customers and selling them ink for. Hell, we found one last week. They can buy ink they claim cheaper than I can even buy it to resell it. So
yeah.
So it used to just be you sell them a meter, you sell them the supplies also, and now I haven't done the math, but it's certainly not all of them. So.
Okay. I got you. Have you, copier dealers is, that used to be a huge business. And as a matter of fact, I remember when BTA had like 30,000 members. I mean, it's shrinking. There's a lot of acquisition going on. And the biggest competition is actually printers itself, as you understand. Because right now printers can pretty much do any kind of copier, faxing, whatever you can possibly imagine.
Right.
So that's where they find, I remember when I was selling ink and toner for a manufacturer, Ink Cycle. I don't know if you remember them. They were also at the show as well. And when we started actually hitting the BTA members, none of them wanted to sell ink and toner. Remanufactured or OEM. They just wanted to stick with copiers, and within 10 years it has changed. Actually, not 10. I apologize. It's been 7 years. It has changed tremendously. All of them do now. Every single one of them. You are not going to find another copier dealer that does only copiers. They all sell. They also sell toners. They also sell inkjets. Whatever you give them, they'll take it. So I feel with our product, it's going to be exactly the same way. I really do. The reason is very simple. We're selling to the same customer base as you do. It's exactly the same customer base. There's no difference. It's B2B sale in its best. The difference is that in your case, you have to make a sale every single month. If you didn't sell them the meter itself, you have to sell them the supplies. And you have to call them on a regular basis to get that order out of them. With us, you make one sale and you get residual every single month for 2 years, 3 years, depending on the contract. Very simple. And we make it very easy for you. And for people like you, we actually do not ask you for any money whatsoever. There is no money involved in it. We provide you with all the support. We provide you with all the training. We do the billing for you. We do the back office. We do the training for your customers, and we do the training for your sales rep if they require any. Some of our customers prefer not to sell anything at all. They just come to us and they tell us, okay, I have a customer for you. And if I sell that customer, they get that residual check every single month, depending how they want to do it, how much control you want to have. Very simple. They're very simple pricing and a very simple layout. We made it specifically to make it simple, so you don't have to overwhelm yourself with understanding the product itself. It's our job. Very simple. So even if you're looking at are you looking at the flyer that actually out there right now? Can you see that? I forgot to ask you about that.
The one on the screen? Yes. Oh, I did.
Yeah. Away. Okay. Yeah. I just took it away, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back. I apologize. So, just 1 second. I lost my little thing for. Oh, here we go. Oh, here. Oh my God. All right. So now I can see it here, and I know the things that's on the screen as well. So what you're looking at is basically a very simple explanation of the program. You can actually see on the left-hand side the problems that the customers might have. So, I mean, if they have like it's a customer that has like 20 phones, or even, I remember I was working in the office, there was only 5 phones, and we already had like a PBX box in the back. People were coming in. If we hire somebody else, they had to come in and punch, assign the line. That line had a phone number, and then it had an extension, and so on and so forth. It was a complicated process. Cost us every single time about $300 to do so. So usually those lines have a high monthly cost, expensive to maintain, because if something breaks and you're going to bring somebody on the premises, you have to pay them. There is very limited amount of features and functionalities, and if they are available, you have to pay extra for them. There is absolutely no backup plan, none, which means if internet goes out or your electricity goes down, you're done. You're not receiving any calls, period. So usually, because of the compression rate, the quality of the calls is very shaky. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Well, we have a very good solution for that. All our calls are HD quality. Very few systems have a reporting. Usually those are bigger systems that have like 50 plus seats that they have a reporting, and they provide reporting. And most of the times you can check your voicemail just by actually dialing the number on your phone. So if somebody left your voicemail at 5 o'clock at night and you already left, you're not even going to know that there is a voicemail until next morning. Well, with us, it's a little different as well. Okay. So that's pretty much what it is. We do provide options for you that I wanted to show. This is for options specifically for a distributor. I apologize. I hate Macs.
I've never used one.
Oh my God. I'm not used to them. Yeah. I'm not used to them, and I've been working on this one for a year now, and I still can't get used to it. I use my laptop most of the times. So this is basically a schedule for our distributors, and it's only available for BTA members. Believe me, we have different distributors. We have different levels of distributors. We're very, very excited about the BTA distributors, and that's the reason why we put a special pricing as well as the special functionalities and features. As you can see on the feature side, there's a lot of functionalities. Functionalities like auto attendant, listen live. Many companies actually charging extra for. You are getting this for free, okay? But if you want to charge for certain functionalities like auto attendant, listen live, are very, very useful, or reporting, very useful, but majority of the companies are actually charging extra for it. If you want to charge somebody to add like $5 to the account, that's up to you. We will be more than happy to charge as you sell. So, but we do provide, or if you want to use that as an advantage to you to sell the product, you're welcome to do so as well. We are providing it to you at no cost. It's part of your system. It's part of the system of your customer, but it's up to you whether you want to, basically resell it, or you want to, you don't want to make any money off it. Very simple. The schedule is also very, very simple to understand. I'm giving you cost, no phone. which means there's many times when you come into the customer and they already have voice over IP phones. I found that many times we're actually a little bit better priced than the majority of companies out there. So, and we do provide more features, functionalities, as well as the more of a phone itself, simply because it's our standard practice to provide 2 lines per extension. It is our standard practice not to give you about, like 1,000 minutes or 2,000 minutes. We're giving you unlimited calling anywhere in the United States and Canada. HD quality calling. You call anywhere you want to, okay? And we're giving you features and functionalities as well. There are 3 different levels of the contracts. It's a 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months. We're giving you the cost at no phone. If you decide that you want to give a customer a phone, in a sense, it is a lease. We don't call it this way, but, it is a lease, all right? So we're actually giving you majority of my resellers, as well as myself, to be honest with you. We're not telling the customer it's a lease. We just tell them, we're giving you the phone, so therefore we need to get 36 months out of you because we're paying for the phone. And the seat is going to cost you $29 or $30 or $35, depending on the area. Like if you're somewhere in Dallas, Houston, $35 is nothing to people because they're paying at least $45 plus tax to their local telephone companies for their lines right now. And usually 3 of them, they have like 3 lines and 9 people are actually sharing these 3 lines. So if 3 people on the phone at the same time, nobody else can actually pick up the call. Nobody can call out, nobody can call in. That's how it usually works. With us, each and every extension gets 2 lines, which means that if you have 10 extensions, you have 20 lines. Very simple. So even if 10 people are on the phone, you're still capable of actually taking another call that's coming in, whether it's you can actually pick it up or it can go into your voicemail, but there is no business signal ever. We actually make sure of that. On top of that, you're also going to get a record of that particular call. So even if they don't leave the voicemail, you have the ability to go back into your system to see the number and actually call those people back. So we make sure of that. This is our very proprietary technology that we provide 2 lines per seat, per extension. We're very proud of it because we actually make sure that none of the calls that are coming to you are ever lost. You will always recognize the customer is always going to be, you can actually forward that call to auto attendant. And let's say if the customer wants to find out where you guys are located, they'll push the button while everybody else is on the phone at the same time. Very simple. Okay?
Okay.
So that's pretty much what it is. SRP, which is suggested retail price, I don't have to tell you about it. That's our suggested retail price. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours. So if you want me to sell them and you're saying, Anthony, I'm calling this guy, I'm actually selling this guy 36 months with the phone, okay, and I want to charge him $35, which makes you $11 per seat every single month. So, and he's got 10 seats. So we're talking, the check that you're getting every single month from us is going to be $110 for those 10 seats. So, and I'm selling it to him. I'm telling him that you're receiving a phone. It's going to be yelling T23. It's a free phone to you. So but because we're providing you with the free phones, it's 36 months. And that's how I actually sell it to him. If you want me to do it, or if you want your guys to do it, I can teach them how to do it as well. Very simple. So at that point, you can say, okay, I'm going to sell him at $35. I want to charge him for auto attendant. I want to charge him $5 for each auto attendant he wants to set up. So we give unlimited amount of auto attendant for DID, which is for a phone number. Okay, you can actually build one auto attendant into another one. To give you an example, you say somebody calls you and says, thank you for calling such and such business. If you want to find out where we're located, press 1. If you want to talk to a billing, press 2. If you want to talk to a maintenance, press 3. If you want to talk to sales, press 4. Then they go in, they push 4, and they go into a next auto attendant and says, if you want to talk to Bill, press 1. If you want to talk to Jim, press 2. If you want to talk to Sarah, press 4, and so on and so forth. You can build as many as you would like. Okay, I am a big fan of a very simple auto attendant, but I feel that auto attendant actually makes you much more professional. I hear different messages just like any sales. I'm on the phone all day long, and I hear things that, I called the guy, and the phone rang, and then says, INCS, and hung up on me. INCS is the name of the company.
Right.
The guy is a dealer, by the way. So I'm like, really, dude? So that's what it is. So let me go ahead and go. Now, let me ask you this. Right now, you said you have 2 salespeople. Have they been working for you for a while, or is there a problem with a sales force, or those are guys that have been working for you for quite a while?
One guy has been here for over 10 years. The other one is my son, has been here for a year and a half after he graduated from college.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, David, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, good. So David has been doing well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good,
yeah.
Good. Well, are you guys planning on growing a little bit, or?
Yes. I can't go into a lot of detail.
Oh, I don't want to. No.
But I can just tell you that I have 2 companies that are asking me to buy them and merge them into my company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with our system, for instance, let's say you buy another company and it has another 5 salespeople in there. With our system, all you have to do is just basically add the phones. We don't have to come out. All you have to do is just basically hook them up to the Cat 5 cable that goes into computer, and that's it. You just set up their phone. Period. Bottom line. Call us, let us know what it is, and that's it. We send you the phones, and we take care of it. You don't even have to do pretty much anything, unlike with another company that you might or might not have right now. That's how simple it is with the voice over IP companies.
Yeah, well, what I have right now is I'm paying $122 a month for my phones, and if I have a question and I call them, they don't call me back. That's what I have.
How many phones do you have?
3.
3 phones. So with me, it would cost you $75, and you would call me directly because I'm your sales rep. I might not solve some of your problems when it comes to technical support, but technical support is downstairs here. And believe me, I don't like losing customers. I've been in this. I was in your business for a very, very long time, and I know, like nobody does, how hard it is to get a customer. So I mean, customers, that's not me. So all my customers are well taken care of. Actually, people, our customer support doesn't like me very much. Let me put it this way. So, so with me, it would cost you actually not $75. That's a lie. First of all, it would cost you $79.65, and here's the reason why. We charge you monthly $1.65 for your phone number. We call it a DID. And if you have 3 lines right now, you probably have 3 phone numbers. One of them is the main one, and the rest of them are just rollover numbers. We don't have rollover numbers. We don't need rollover numbers. We use only one number, your main number. That's it. Okay? The rest of the stuff are all extensions in your office. We can actually transfer those calls any way you want to. All your phones can ring at the same time. One phone can ring at the same time. If your phone doesn't answer, it can go to your cell phones. If your cell phone doesn't answer, it can go back to your office phone and go straight into the voicemail on your office phone. I mean, we can actually, and I'll show it to you very, very short. So that's how it works. $79.65, $3. It's what you call it's E911 number. So it's a FCC regulation. Each location that has phones has to have E911 service on it, and FCC is charging, and it's $3 a month. that we have to charge. So if somebody from any of your extensions will dial 911 and hang up the phone, they know where to go. All right? That's very simple. So let me go ahead and show you a few things right here. This is our system. This is something that, you know, we're very proud of. What you're looking at right now is called a home screen. Basically, it's a shortcut to all the services that customer wants to have at his fingertips. Fully customizable, basically drag and drop on anything. You can put in here, as you can see, list of extensions, telephone numbers, make a payment, recent transactions, you know, basically pretty much anything that you need at your fingertips will go in here. All right. So dashboard, basically this is designed to offer a full, and the reason I know for your business, you're probably not going to need this, but I'm showing it to you so you know what the opportunities are there. So let's say you have a larger company that has about 30 seats, 30 phones in there, and they have a receptionist. This application usually charged $5 for application for the whole company, but it has a dashboard. So basically that particular person, the receptionist, she will see everything that's going on in the business, who's on the phone, who's in the queue, how many people are actually holding on, and so on and so forth. If somebody calls and the answer, and they want to go ahead and transfer the call, all they have to do basically is drag and drop as well. I don't want to drop it right now, so we don't lose the conversation here. But this is us, even though it's a demo account, but usually it's fed with the real data. So this is as simple as it comes. Voicemails. There are 3 ways of getting voicemail. One is on the phone, another one is on this system. If there was a voicemail right now, you will see the message ID, caller ID, date, time, it's all stamped, and duration, and you will be able to listen. It will say listen in here, and you'll be able to listen from here. So the third way is actually through your email, and it comes to you with a transcript, and it comes to you with an MP3 file. So if you have your email set up on your phone, you will receive it on your phone. We're big believers in a fast email. The reason is there is an MIT research for small businesses, and it says that if you return a customer service call within the first 15 minutes of the call itself, your customer retention rate goes up 391%. Ridiculous number.
You said 15 minutes? 15
minutes, correct.
Okay.
So let's say you don't have anybody in the office and somebody called you at 7 o'clock at night, they're having a problem. If you don't even have to solve the problem, but if you return the call, that shows that you care. Within 15 minutes, it goes up by 391%, the customer retention rate. It's ridiculous. So that's basically, you know, you receive the MP3 file as well as the transcript. So you can read the voicemail or you can actually listen to it on your phone. Very simple. The other thing that we're also doing, we are sending you a text message. So sometimes, you know, you don't hear your emails that are coming into your phone, but what you do hear is a text. So, and we will go ahead and send you a text message saying, hey, you received the voicemail. Here's the number. Here's the duration of the call. Okay, here's the duration of the voicemail, 30 seconds. And here's the number that this voicemail came from. So you can go back into your voicemail right away and listen to it. Very simple. So basically, you will receive the notification about your voicemails 4 different ways. So that's what it is. Now, for many companies, for voice over IP companies, it's kind of a standard thing. They don't go as far as texting you. We do because we're big believers in it. That's pretty much what it is. Apps, it's our portal. It's built as an open system. Therefore, you can integrate with almost any web-based CRM system. Obviously, it requires investment for special projects. But what we do give you is a click-to-dial app, and as you can see it right here in my browser, basically it allows you to dial directly from your computer, any phone, from the web-based CRM, basically from a web. any phone, and I'll show you a little bit later how it works. Very simple. This is something that if people do not want to invest too much money, they can still use their CRM that they're using right now, web-based CRM, and they can actually go ahead and dial directly from the CRM without actually investing substantial amount of money into the system. Services. That's where the PBX box, those boxes that you usually have in the back room.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what it looks like in here. Those are DIDs, phone numbers. Usually DID, it's a term for a phone number. And as you can see, it's a demo account. So if you decide that you want to make a call from here, that's what comes up. As you can see, there's a button call, and it will be transferred to your phone, and the phone will ring, and you're basically dialing this number. But we're not going to do it right now. What I wanted to show you is actually go into the number, because you can add it any number. Think about the number as something that all your customers see from the outside, because they don't know what your business looks like inside. They know your phone number, and your phone number is your front. So that's pretty much what it is. So here's a caller ID. I can change that caller ID on the fly. It will literally take 3 seconds for me to change to anything I want to. Let's say it's PCS, and then it's going to be Brooklyn. That's it. If I click save right now, it's going to say Brooklyn on the caller ID. This one is actually interesting one. It's internal presentation. Let's say you have a business in Dallas and business in Houston. But in Houston, you don't have a receptionist. Fine. So somebody's call, and this number is actually assigned to a Houston number. So let's say somebody's calling from Houston to Houston number, but you have a receptionist in Dallas. So basically, Houston. What's going to happen when the call comes in, your receptionist in Dallas is going to see the call is coming from this particular number, and underneath it says Houston office. So she can actually go ahead and pick up the phone and say, hey, thank you for calling such and such company in Houston. And the customer will never know that it was actually going to Dallas. Very similar. So if holidays, call routing. How do you want to call route if it's holidays, whether you want to go to auto attendant and you can set up the auto attendant for holidays, or you can want to set it up to your number, outside number. Every single thing that you do in the system takes about 3 seconds to actually go ahead and take effect. Route to, it routes to a certain group, RS Expo group. You can actually go ahead and put it in conference call. Again, outside number. There's number of different options on that one. Hold music. A lot of my customers are using hold music. It's a very, very powerful marketing tool. They're not keeping it on the music. You can actually go ahead and put it on a loop and play your own advertisement. Thank you for calling such and such business. We're running a July special. If you order 3 ribbons, we'll give you 1 for free, and so on and so forth. So you can actually change it every day if you want to. Very simple to do so. So that's what it's all about. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you real fast, and which is actually what is inside of your business, it's called extensions. So now we're inside of your business, and each of those extensions has 2 lines, as I mentioned to you before. So you can have 2 customers at the same time on the phone. Again, this will show you that this particular line is working, operating. As you can see, it's a green phone. It is very important. I'll show you. So let's say you have David working for you, but David decided to move on with his life. He went to work, according to his degree, and you hired another guy. So David's extension was 123. Right now, you want to go ahead and rename the extension, and you're going to go ahead and put John on it. You change the extension. Now, you will go ahead and change which number you want to show up on the caller ID when he's calling from his extension. So this is E911 information for that particular extension. Seconds to rings is 25. 5 seconds is 1 ring. So this phone will ring 5 times. All right? So basically, usually this phone is supposed to be green. But, this is a what you call it's a demo account, so I'm not even going to go into it. So, but it gives you a substantial amount of different routing capabilities. You can call forward anything you want. The way it's set up for me, for instance, my phone rings. It goes, and the number is dialed. It goes to this particular extension. It rings 5 times. If it doesn't answer, it goes to outside number. This is the number that goes to. If my outside number, and I don't want anybody to leave messages on my personal voicemail on my cell phone. So what I do, I transfer it back to email, transfer it back to the system from there, and it goes into a voicemail on my system. Okay, this is one of my favorite features. This is something that we invest a substantial amount of money into. This is basically your backup system. If offline, you set it up only once, you don't have to ever do it again. The system will detect what color this phone. So if this phone is green, it's not going to do anything. If this phone is red, usually it's red. That means either internet or electricity, both is down. At this point, you set it up, let's say the way it's set up for my, it goes to my cell phone number. So I set it up once. Every time there's no internet, there's no electricity, or both, this particular extension is going to go to cloud, and cloud rings into my cell phone. So I pick up my cell phone. People don't even know that our system is down. They have no clue. Okay, but you have other options. You can transfer it to another store. You can transfer it to your home. You can transfer it anywhere you want to. As you can see, there's another extension. Let's say you have an office. You have 2 offices. One office is down, another one is not. But they're all connected. They're in the same system. So you have another extension. Let's say I have an extension, select extension. So I'll go ahead and transfer it to another location. Nobody even knows that my business is down. That's pretty much voicemail. You can record it, your greetings, unavailable greeting from here, or you can upload the files. I actually have files uploaded. I have when I'm out of the office file, and every time when I go out of the office, I go in here, I click on it, and I upload directly from my computer. It's very easy to record. Every single computer nowadays comes with the voice recording capabilities. It's right into our, basic menu. You go to voice recorder, and it gives you the voice recorder. You record the small message like 10 megabytes or less. You select the file, you upload it, you play it, so you know this file is where it's supposed to be. So when I go on vacation or when I go out, when I'm out of the office, I just upload that particular file. That's it. The rest of the files I have them recorded as well. So that's so you don't have to sit there and that's the mailbox. Time frame is it's a great feature. Basically you're putting yourself on autopilot, make your system to work differently in the different frames. You can actually go ahead and create the time seconds. As you can see, we have quite a few time frames, but you can name the time frame during which hours, where it goes, and then you go ahead and create active from what time to what time, and so on and so forth. Very easy to create. The other thing is auto attendant. So basically what you do, you create the auto attendant, you tied it up with a time frame, and as you can see, you see how many auto attendants we have in here. So you tied it up with the time frame. So in different times, different auto attendants will start working. So for instance, those are the times when there's a holiday, for instance, we have a holiday auto attendant that's going to be clicked on. Creating auto attendant, all you have to do just basically record it with your voice. Other than that, creating it, again, you call it anything you want to, and then you say, okay, if they push button 0, they go to this extension. If they push 1, it goes to a conference room. Very simple, and so on and so forth. Very, very simple to set up.
Okay.
it can be literally set in a second. Ring groups, that is actually one of my favorite ones, believe it or not. Imagine this. You set up a ring group for all your employees. You sit there and you push the button, you create the ring group, and you leave them a voicemail. So now you just killed two birds with one stone, because every one of them not only received the voicemail, but they will also receive an email with transcript. So none of them can say that they never got an email or they never got a voicemail. You left the message for every one of them, as well as you sent them an email. That's pretty cool. So, and that's what it's all about. Conference Bridge, you have that capability. Call center, I'm not even going to go there unless we run into a call center and you want to sell a call center, which is a huge business for us as well. Holidays, you can set up holidays once a year. So this way, you know, it will be tied up with your time frame, with your auto attendant, and it's going to work work a certain way when there's a holiday. Call recording, this is the only feature that we do charge for, $5 per extension. You can record anything you want to. You can record inbound, outbound calls. You can add and delete people. You can even choose what the time frame you want to record those people at. You can pick and choose which people are going to be actually the ones who is listening and who you're going to be listening to. Very, very simple to set up. As I mentioned to you, hold music, you know, that's also very easy to set up. I can actually go ahead and create another group for you on that one, but I don't want to go into it right now. So because I'm trying to go as live, listen live. This is a big service for us. We actually sell quite a bit at it. We actually provide you with that for free, but I usually charge $5 per extension when the customer want it. Basically, from your extension, you can dial star 57 and an extension number, and you listen on the conversation of your sales reps to provide them with constructive criticism, to see how they're selling over the phone, to see how they're setting up the appointments, and so on and so forth. The other thing that it also does, on the star 58, not only you can listen to that extension, you can also whisper into your rep's ear and tell them exactly what to say to go ahead and close that customer for appointment or something else. I don't know. Yeah, it's really cool. And this is exactly the way Sprint trains their salespeople. I worked for Sprint for 10 years myself, and this is exactly how they train. The best way to transfer. I mean, I literally had a person whispering in my ear exactly what to say and how to close this customer. They did that for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. All of a sudden, I picked it up and I started running with that. I was among top 10, and there was 500 salespeople in that company. I was among top 10 in there with my accent and everything else I think for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Went to President's Club and stuff like that. Just because of that particular feature. This is the best way to train your salespeople. The best. So that's why I love that feature so much. And so call blocking, you can block any calls. Very simple. You can block inbound and outbound calls, and you can actually track it. This is one of my favorite features. It's reporting. It gives you complete rundown on any phone number, any extension, at any given time, how many calls were made, how many calls. So if you want to actually see what's the activity level of any salesperson that you have in your company, this is the way to go. I tell you even more. I have a lot of customers that are using this particular feature to determine the ROI on their marketing. I have people that are ordering marketing number from us. It costs them $65 a month, and they run the marketing, local marketing, with that particular number. Then they go in here, and it's very easy to do. And they will go ahead and let's say this is an extension, let's say phone number. They'll take that phone number and they'll take those dates when they were running that ad, they click search, and it gives them the information, how many calls they receive on that particular number on those particular dates.
Here's part of my problem now is my sales guy can just simply say, well, you know, I was out, I kept using my cell phone.
You're absolutely right.
So
We actually have a cell application called Pagacy, and some of our customers are actually requiring their salespeople to use that Pagacy application that's on their phone. So this way, you can actually, and again, I don't know about you, when I worked in the outside sales, I was required to be in the office at least certain part of the day, so I can actually go ahead and make some cold calls and set up some appointments and follow-up calls. So, but we do have a Pagacy application that is required, you know, by many companies for their sales reps to use, so they can actually, all their calls can be tracked.
So it will tie into his cell phone as well.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So, but so basically, whatever he's making, a Pagacy application is like an extension of your desktop. So basically, everything you do in a Pagacy application, it's all reflected on the system, so you know which calls were made, which calls were not made. So, but you know what I'm trying to show you here is basically, so let's say you only want to see incoming calls on the marketing part of it. No, not internal. I'm sorry, my fault. Incoming calls. So because those are the calls that came from the marketing. Filter by phone number. This is the phone number. So you do search. It'll give you the number right here, how many calls came in. All right. And it'll do even further than that. So let's say I want to know how many calls came in each day separately. So what you do, you click on the graph, and I'm not quite sure why it doesn't give me this way, because, oh, I see, 5 to 5, so it actually gives me only one day. Let's say, let's do 5 to, what is it today? Monday? 9.
Right. Just
for the sake of it. So it'll break it down for you day by day. Very simple. Okay. So that's basically what it does. A lot of my customers are using this particular feature to determine their ROI, and they allocate their money depending on the results that they actually get from that particular reporting feature. On that reporting feature, you can find, you know, queue performances, agent performances, agent events, call activities, answer abandoned reports. So if some of the companies have people that are actually sitting on hold and waiting, it gives them the report, how long they're staying on hold before they hang up, and so on and so forth. And that will actually provide you with every single number you can possibly think of to provide more analytics for any business. So, you know, we do have an accounting where you can actually go and see every single invoice, every single transaction for as long as you're staying with us. And, you know, support center where you can actually go and get any kind of information on motives, on how to use the PCS activity report, how to use the application Pagacy that I just mentioned to you for your cell phone, to check, you know, let's say you have a yelling W52P, it gives you the data sheet that actually tells you how to set up certain features in there, and so on and so forth. On top of that, everything we just, I apologize, everything we just talked about, oh my God, how did I get out of it? I have no clue. But everything we just talked about, just 1 second. It's actually in black and white. If you go into, just 1 second, man, this internet is slow, just like all of us on Monday morning.
Right, the hangover from the...
I'm telling you, I wish I had something to be hungover from. So, but not with my luck, not lately. But if you want to find out anything, you go to help. Everything we just discussed, it's all in black and white in here. Okay, which is very, very convenient for a lot of people. You don't have to go online to do so. You're here if you're in the porting. So the other thing is settings. We can actually go ahead and set it up any way you want to. So let's say you have 4 people working for you, you will have access to all of it. But let's say you have an accounting person, so you will have an accounting and maybe their voicemail available to them. Everything else is going to be closed down. They will not have access to that. Or let's say your sales reps, they will have a voicemail access. All the other buttons are going to be done in here. And you do it all as administrator yourself, you will have access to all of it. So you will be able to do whatever you want on it, basically. But the rest of the people, they still have an access to the portal itself, but very limited one, depending how you wanted to set it up. And our guys are actually setting it up for you when you're actually setting up your account. That's pretty simple. So how do you feel about this system? It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think it would actually benefit you personally, your service personally, if you had something like that in there?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the problem I have with the system now is what I have probably does a lot of what you just described, because a lot of this stuff looks familiar from the conversation I had a year and a half ago about this system, but I don't know how to do any of it. And like I said, nobody there actually answers a phone call. So I don't know.
I'm here for you. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not just a sales to be your salesperson. Look, you have 3 phones. I mean, I will take any business that anybody can give me, but this is not my main interest. Your 2 sales guys and yourself is my main interest, because I think you guys, you can make some money for yourself. You can make some money for me, and that's more interesting to me. My belief is, and it's my belief, because I have one of those phones in my house. Sometimes I work out of my home, and I have that phone in my house. As a matter of fact, I have that phone as my home phone. Okay, so I believe in this system enough, because I've been using it. I believe in this system enough to tell you that this system actually created more for a business than it is for home, and that's why I work out of home once in a while so I can use it. But this is a really solid system. It works 99.9% of the time. It requires very little bandwidth on the internet side. But in order for you to know that, in order for you to feel it yourself, in order for you to know how the system works, and in order for you to sell this system, it's important for you to actually use it. So that's enough said on that one. So here's what I can do. I can send you a proposal for your particular system. I will also send you all the information, scheduling, and so on and so forth, for you to look and see what kind of money you can make off it. Let me put it this way. On average, I sell about 45 seats per month myself. It didn't happen right away, but if every one of your sales reps, and it doesn't require really a lot of work, especially if you can actually find out from the customer that he wants to do it, and you can pass them on to me. I'll do the pitch, I'll do the selling, and so on and so forth. And I'm not the only one here. We have 5 more salespeople here. So if I'm not doing it, somebody else will. So, we can actually go, if that's how you want to work it, you just want to go ahead and throw that customer at me, it really doesn't matter. I can close that customer for you. I'll set him up. I'll get him with a service. I'm his point of contact. You can be straight out front with that. We're just reselling their service. Or I can teach your salespeople how to do it. But I can tell you that, to refer 45 seats, which on average would be probably 5 to 6 companies a month, to someone is not a big deal, especially when you're visiting those companies every single day. That's very simple. I can put it in there. So I do. So if between 2 of your guys, you can actually go ahead and do 30, 40 seats per month, your business is going to be growing very, very fast. Okay. No. and I'm saying between two of your guys, three of you, as a matter of fact, including yourself. So let's say one guy runs into a 10 seats, another guy, 10 seats it's a small account.
Right.
So one guy runs into a 10 seats, another guy runs into a 10 seats, and third guy. So it's 30 seats. You are making on average about $300 on 30 seats. If you do it every single month, you're accumulating it, and it's paying you every single month. So you can be successful very fast on that one. That's as simple as it can be.
Right. Well, I mean, they're going to run into what you're running into with me, aren't they? I mean, I've got another at least a year and a half. I got to pull up my contract, but I signed a 3-year contract for the deal I'm on now.
Okay. So you'll go to the next one. Let me put it this way. There are two ways of actually handling the contracts. Number one, you sign the contract with those guys. They're a voice over IP company. There's very little you can do about that. And the reason very little, because this is the only service you're getting from them. Very understandable. Everybody can get out of the contract if they really, really want to. But, let's say we just leave it alone because we don't want to get you into any trouble. But let's say the majority, probably 80 to 90% of the time, they're going to be running into companies that actually have a local service. Okay. Now, once they're with a local service, let's say they're a newer company, they're only 2 years old, and they sign 3-year contract with those guys. They get internet, they get phones with those guys, right? So there is an FCC regulation, actually, that any small business up to 1,000 people, that's how they determine the small business, signs not a volume contract, but by a term contract. So if, let's say, somebody cancels, and that's a law, okay? Somebody cancels the phone service, but they keep the internet service, they didn't break any contract. Period. But the majority of people that you're going to be running into, they've been with this service for 10 years, for 20 years, and they don't have any contract. It's a month to month from now on. So they don't even have to worry about it. Okay. Now, of course, you're going to run into people like yourself. So, move on to next. You're doing it right now with the meters. You run into the business, they already got it from someone else, or they're under the contract with those guys, and you just move on to the next one. I mean, this is exactly the same thing. There's no difference.
Yeah, put them in the CRM and make a notation and check back with them later. Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, what you just told me was interesting, because I certainly didn't know that, because I barely understand what I'm doing. It's going to be hard to figure out what you're doing too, so I can do that also.
And again, you really don't have to be a specialist in it. That's why I'm here. Right. That's my job. So basically, I have resellers. I have a whole bunch of Excel spreadsheets. Every month they add on new customers. I put them on their Excel spreadsheet, and what's the difference between the cost we're providing and the price that they're selling at. And every single month, I send the reports to our accounting department, and they send out a check. That's how it works. Okay. I send a copy of that spreadsheet to you, so you will check on it, and you'll make sure that everything is correctly. So that's how it usually works. So it's a very simple setup. So I'm going to go ahead. I will provide you with a proposal anyway, so at least you will see what it looks like, and how much less you would be paying with us. Okay. So maybe you decide this is something, or maybe you will decide, okay, I'll get one phone from those guys, but at least I have to have that in order for me to, to sell this service. Very simple. But I will provide you with a proposal on that. You take a look at it. I will provide you with all the information on the reseller side, with the schedule and so on and so forth. And I will give you a call, let's say on Thursday, and we can discuss whether it makes any sense for us to move forward or not, or wait. Does it sound fair?
Fair enough. Okay.
Are you going to be available on Thursday at about 10 o'clock?
I should be, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that on my calendar.
I'll give you a call on Thursday, and we'll go from there.
All right, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Bill, I really appreciate your time, and I'm really looking forward to working with you, okay?
All right. Hope we can work something out. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
All right,
bye.
Bye-bye.